Good morning, everybody. We just got done filming a single stick section of Filipino martial arts for more for school owners than based on advanced classes. But it's, I think, important stuff. And quite honestly, because of Master Ferrari Boars, I had to back up and I tried to really explain what we're doing and why we would do it, versus putting people into drills right away and making it this give take thing. I want you to know why you're doing it and why a student would put his body in a certain way. Is that
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. So I want to talk about this really quick. I've been so blessed to have access to literally the best in any martial arts systems that I've always wanted to learn. And instead of what, in my opinion, some school owners do, they make shit up, or they make learning it from whatever. Yeah. But I've always been the type of person, I want to seek out the best and learn from them. Then I can teach it and pass it on, the art. But as far as Filipino martial arts, my first exposure was with Sifu Ron, and to me it's one of the most fluent, it just feels so natural to the body. And I love the freestyling, and you see the style of teaching that he does. And when he talks, it's all about giving you that freedom to do your thing. And there's no such a thing as a wrong thing. Go back and do it again. Versus you just got to build up on it. So that's why I was so persistent in having him do a curriculum on a single stick and double stick. We completed the single stick; it's ready. The double stick, we're going to do it next week. And but I think once you get the single stick, you understand how important that is. And this stick is not just something you twirl around and just look good, but it teaches you so much, and it's so freaking practical. I mean, for as far as knives. But what has your experience been seeing what you see everybody doing?
Well, I'm going to touch on a few things you said.
Yeah.
For one, making stuff up. I see a lot of it, and it's not that you should have self-exploration and create, but this is not Filipino martial arts. This is Jeet Kune Do. I'll go into for a second. Bruce Lee said you have to be the sculptor and chisel away. And everybody thinks, oh, well, I'm just chiseling away. Well, you have to have that stone there first. So that means you have to have the foundation. Then you chisel away at it and you create something for yourself. That's the self-exploration. So for me, everything that I taught today is nothing that I've created. It was all given to me by my instructors. And they've encouraged me to explore within myself. Meaning, all right, Ron, the stick came in here, and if you think of Murphy's Law, you know what that is. It's like what can go wrong will go wrong, and it's always going to go wrong at the worst time. You better have an answer for it, or you're going to suffer for it. And that's kind of what we went today. Is I went, all right, you're going to go here, you're going to put your body here, you're going to put your body here because it's in the strongest spot that I think possible, being the safest to deflect that weapon or not receive the hit. You've geared me down a lot today, and it's not to say that's bad. I actually
and it was a very difficult thing to do, by the way.
No, but you know what I found teaching it this way? I haven't taught this way in such a long time, but there was so much value of things that you're actually making me think of myself. Even with my instructors, I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about this because he made me look at it again this way, because there's a lot of value. As you learn something, it doesn't mean you should stop doing it. If you're a major league baseball player and you get out in the field and the coach is out there and he goes, all right, everybody, we're going to hit grounders, pick up those grounders, and the player doesn't, coach, I've done that, I got that, don't worry. He's going to go, no, you do that if you're going to be part of this team, and we all should. And it's very easy to skip past the basics, but the bread and butter of martial arts is the basics. That's what's going to come out. That's what you made me look at. And it's not that I don't make my people do the basics, but I'll kind of glaze it over because I assume they have this. And then teaching it this way, you made me rethink it. And I go, you know what, man? Everybody's going to go and do this again. So
absolutely.
Because of you, all my seniors watch. We're doing this.
Well, I mean, just to let you know, this course is not for people who want to pretend they know Filipino martial arts. This is not for somebody who's just going to come and learn some fancy movements and you're going to, go out there. This is for someone who you really want to teach the art the way it's supposed to be done, and it's at the most basic level. So if you're already, you think you know some of this stuff, you want to learn some fancy stuff, Sifu Ron has a collection of online training that you can take your stuff to the next level. This course is really designed for a school owner who wants to start, and he wants to start doing it the right way, wants to teach it the right way, good foundation, then the students can pick up all the fancy stuff later on. But some of the stuff I didn't even, he says I knew it, but I didn't. And but it's just so important to learn the fundamentals of the single stick and the fact that it translates to a knife and translates to everything else. But this is the most fundamental thing you can find in a single stick. That's why I think this is such a benefit for schools who want to learn. This is the perfect time of the year, first of the year, if you want to start, incorporating that into for your curriculum.
Yeah, here's the way I look at it is, not everyone wants to grapple. Not every martial art goes into grappling. Nowadays, there's so many people coming in. There's an influx of people who've been in different various martial arts. You need to have at least a rudimentary knowledge of that art. You might not need to dive into their pool and go through the whole thing, but you should at least understand it, because it would be a shame, because of the system that you teach. You might have this beautiful martial art that you're the best at, and they go, well, I want some basic stick stuff, or not sticks, of weapon stuff, and it's really good to just have a common knowledge of it. And I'm not saying that you don't, but some schools don't, and why not have at least a bit of knowledge if a student came in and that question came up, and if you're in the class, you're like, I don't know, we're punching, just punch. It'd be nice for you to just be able to say, well, you could do this, but that's not this class right now. And it does leave you on a high step to where you're not blindsided by an answer you have no experience with. So even in the little bit that we taught, because there is a ton more. This art is so vast. The little bit we taught is I swear, a year's training for some people.
Absolutely.
And it's you'll see it gets fun. It isn't just static. I will make you drill it, and I think that your students will have fun with it. Some of it gets pretty cool when you get into the multiple people or the 4 people thing that I've shown you. So there's value in it. I think you'll enjoy it.
And like I said, this is just a jumping start. This is just a start. And if you choose to go on, which I hope you do, go to ronbalicki.com. He's got a vast online thing as far as all the weapons, all the styles, and if you want to take it to the next level. My thing where I come in is I want to make sure we start this the right way with a good fundamental for you guys to learn a single stick. What you do afterwards is your thing. But this will give you a great knowledge. So thank you, Ron, again,
thank you,
for doing this. And we want to wish you guys a great happy holidays and for 2019, and hopefully get you guys training with some sticks.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can email ronbalicki.com.